SCHENGEN Story magazine is an African international bi-monthly magazine based in Milan, Italy, and founded in 2016. The publication focuses on personalities, fashion, style, entrepreneurship, and culture for Africans. Though articles on food, movies, fitness, music, travel, sports, technology, and books are also featured. Our lives full of best stories. A lot can happen in a month. Expand your mind, change your world. It's Schengen Story Magazine's full editions. Celebrating Africans make an impact. Read better, the inside story. Your fashion magazine for a better lifestyle. Inspiring stories for you.
Good morning, viewers around the world. Good morning to all our Schengen Story followers, great fans, and wonderful people. It's a beautiful morning here, Friday morning, the 15th of October, 2021. And we're here again, back with the updates of things around the world. With me, as usual, are my very good friends and coordinators. This morning, I have from France, Chuma Ebomuche. Chuma Ebomuche, how are you this morning?
Hey, good morning, everybody, all our viewers. Good morning, the coordinator and the chief editor, Schengen Story Media. I am doing very well, and the weather is a little bit better today, but though it has started dropping a little bit. We are getting something below 10 now and then rising up again. So we are going back to start dusting our sweaters and all the suits. So it's a pleasure being on board again. Let's do what we used to do better.
That's correct. Thank you very much. You're welcome. And your face is really bright. It shows that it's wonderful there. You're enjoying some good breeze.
You can say that.
Joining us also from the UK is my very good friend that always comes in when we need him, and a great man. That's Honorable Matthew Ogaraku from Bedford, UK. Matthew, how are you this morning?
Hello, my dear, and all viewers, wherever you are. Good morning, good afternoon, and the time of your day. My dear coordinator, Mark Godwin, it is good to have you. And to all our viewers out there, please, you're welcome. My co-panelist, Mr. Chuma Ebomuche, you're welcome, sir. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you. So we're going to go to Nigeria, Abuja, listen to the headline from that corner, and come back and look into some issues we missed last Monday. So you're all welcome. I hope it will be a beautiful one. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Coming to you live from the FCT Nigeria. Welcome to another Schengen World Newspaper headline. Today is 15th October 2001. My name is Hawa Yusuf. Now the headlines. One Ebola case has been recorded in the Democratic Republic of Congo 5 months after the latest epidemic of the disease in the country was declared over, the government said on Friday. Also in DRC, more than 100 people are believed dead or missing in the sinking of a makeshift vessel on the Congo River provision authorities in the Democratic Republic of Congo said Saturday. Embattled International Monetary Fund Chief Kristalina Georgieva was fighting for her professional life on Saturday as the institution executive board considers evidence she manipulated data in favor of China while in a senior role at the World Bank. Iran's first president after the 1979 Islamic Revolution, Osahon died in Paris hospital on Saturday, aged 88, after decades of exile in France following his dismissal of parliament. In Nigeria, governors of the South-East zone on Friday asked all political parties in the country to pick their 2023 presidential candidates from the zone. Chairman Southeast Governors Forum and Governor of Ebonyi State, David Umahi, while making the call, asked political parties in the country not to scheme out the zone in the race. 2022 budget. Petrol electricity subsidies to go. Plans are underway by the federal government to remove subsidies on petrol and electricity in 2022. The Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Dr. Zainab Ahmed, has said. A development economist, Dr. Chiwetalu Agu, has said that the 2022 budget proposal presented to the joint session of the National Assembly by President Muhammadu Buhari on Thursday, as presently constituted, may be difficult to be implemented by the government. Nigerians are groaning over the unbearable increase in the price of food items. A market survey carried out by SSM across the country showed that a 30 kg of palm oil, which used to be for 8,000, now sells for 24,000, while 25 kg of groundnut oil that used to be for 5,500 and 7,500 now sells for 28,000. A former deputy governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Professor Kingsley Moghalu, says that the naira is not appreciating because Nigeria is not a productive economy. Moghalu said this in Abuja on Friday while announcing his defection to the African Democratic Congress Party (ADC), whose platform he is expected to contest the 2023 presidential election. He added the only thing Nigeria exports is crude oil, but the price is not determined by Nigeria, hence the nation's vital economy. The chairman, chief executive of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA), Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Marwa, on Friday says cannabis cannot be legalized in the country, considering the current security challenges. Over 30 political stakeholders and other prominent Nigerians have launched a political coalition to mobilize Nigerians ahead of the 2023 elections. The coalition also seeks to engage the federal government to adopt the electronic transmission of results in Nigeria as part of efforts to ensure free, fair elections. Google on Wednesday said it will invest $1 billion over the next 5 years to allow for faster and more affordable internet access and support entrepreneurship in Africa. A Facebook whistleblower, Francis Hogan, that came before U.S. lawmakers on Tuesday, urged regulation on the social media giant after the outage impacted potentially billions of users and highlighted global dependence on its services. In sport, boxing, Tyson Fury wins Deontay Wilder in round 11 to retain his WBC Heavyweight Title. Both men went down several times in all-time classic trilogy. Thank you very much. Now I will move you back to the studios in Europe. Stay with us.
Thank you very much, Hanwa Yusuf from Abuja. We're back here in the Europe studio, and I'm here also with my friends, my colleagues around Europe. Honorable Matthew Ogaraku, I have two Matthews around. Ogaraku, what's the situation like? What's the security situation, political situation in Nigeria? Can you bring us up to speed? What do you have?
Thank you very much. Going by the news and most other sources of information from our beloved country, there is a turmoil here and there, but it's part of is a part of the system. However, the security situation is not anything to write home about. More importantly, Governor of Kaduna State, El-Rufai, announced that the biggest fear is that Boko Haram is relocating to the northwest. That simply means in Nigeria, instead of curbing the menace of the security, what the government is doing is to inform us, or even to be the mouthpiece for the insecurity trend. How can a sitting governor and a government that is their primary duties are to secure the life and the properties of the people, are they announcing to us where the next threat or the trend of threat will be going?
Amen.
That is not a welcomed development. That takes us even to the turmoils in the Taraba state, in Zamfara state, that has been almost the news every day. Nothing is being done. We are not safe. We are not safe. And somebody who is responsible for this should be held accountable, because it is no longer the idea of saying we don't know. Somebody campaigned, somebody off the office, the institution has a responsibility to somebody. You don't run to office when you don't know what to do. And when you have gotten to there, you have onus to take up the responsibility. We are not secured in our great country, Nigeria. That is on the security side. On the political point of view, I'm happy that the southern governors are coming together, asking for, mostly the southeastern governors, asking for the presidential candidates to be, from all the parties, to be nominated from the southeast. I think this happened in the west some 20 years ago, when Olufalaye and Obasanjo were the candidates of the two major parties. Yes. This is give a sense of belongings to them. What is wrong in doing the same thing to the southeast today, after almost 50 years of independence? I also want to say that, this is making an important wave. About that 6 political parties are coming together to form a common alliance. Yes, there's no, in a presidential system, there's no need for millions of parties. At the end of it all, you still see 1 or 2 or 3 parties being strong. The only way to be strong is to unify your forces. And unifying these forces with the ADC is something good to know. And one of the strong voices in the modern government or modern realities of possibilities are giving us a good governance. He's declaring his candidature for ADC, and the ADC being part of this coalition, it gives a lot of hope if I'm actually giving kudos to a possible election in 2023. However, I'm also of the idea that a lot of things need to be done before we talk of election. The Constitution is not ours, that we should get that right. That need to be amended before we talk of any election. It can be done if they will. Let that one be clear. They are not in contrast against each other. We can amend our constitution and still have a good election. But this need to be given the due time and the due responsibility. That's what I'm saying. We are not enough secure at home, but politically, if we can have the right foundations, I think the future will be better. Thank you.
Wow, beautiful. Bringing us up to date. Political, social security issue in Nigeria. Thank you very much. Matthew Ebomiche, France, what do you have? What are you seeing from your corner?
From my corner, a lot of things. I'm seeing so many things. First of all, like my co-panelist and namesake has already raised up the issue of zoning. PDP is actually pushing up for Ayo Iyochi to be the party chairman, and actually that throws the presidential ticket open for every zone, and they are still insisting that every zone everybody is free to contest, which, like we all know, is unfair, because last time it was agreed that this will shift to the south and the southeast actually, but this time around they are not putting it as the way they insisted. Then that takes us to another situation in Anambra State, where Soludo has been going from one court to the other because he was robbed of his rights as the ABGA gubernatorial candidate. But the news we are getting today that's in our studio today is confirming that Soludo has been confirmed again as the ABGA sole candidate by the Supreme Court of Nigeria, which is wonderful. That gives credence to what we are trying to face this time around. Just like in a related issue, former INEC chairman Professor Jega, now is laying a very strong support for the return of the transmission of electoral results through electronical means. He said that it's going to help to curb rigging and other things. So also the Pan Niger Delta Forum has asked the Northerners to wait till 2023 for them to ever say anything about the seat of the presidency again, because the nation is not for them alone. We are all in this together, so the cake should be shared and everything should be rotated so that we can all have sense of belonging. Then that takes us to one of the health issues that we ought to look into a little bit. That is the vaccine, COVID-19, the vaccine. The National Executive Director for National Primary Health Care Development Agency, Dr. Faisal Shaib, at the press conference just yesterday, he made it very, very clear that that the federal government is not against any civil servants taking the vaccine. But before you can go back to work, you must show a certificate of you being negative or certificate of vaccine. So they are moving to see that everybody gets this vaccine. And we are also asking, how are they creating the awareness for everybody to get this vaccine? The vaccine is good for everybody, but how are we sure of what they are doing? They should do this thing. They should please go to the medias, pass out good information for people to know where to go and get the vaccine, and then know the type of vaccine they are getting. Is it Pfizer? Is it Moderna? Is it AstraZeneca or others? Are they developing a local vaccine just like Cuba is doing and other countries? Russia is also doing that, other nations. We have the wherewithal to do this. If a Nigerian can emerge as a leader of our medical teams in the Commonwealth, which means we have a lot of things to do back home. We have good pharmacists, and then they can actually do these things for us. Please, they should do something about that. That is where we are today. And then on a good note, we're just getting a news from the Jesus College in Britain that is they are finalizing everything to return the bronze artifacts that was taken away from Benin in the olden days. They are returning it to Nigeria, and then that is going to be on the 27th of this month. They are returning it to the Nigerian National Commission for Museums and Monuments, and I believe the Oba of Benin are all aware of this, and then they are all in a meeting to see how it will go. That is a rightful property of the Benin Kingdom. It should be sent to them again, and they should be kept in their museum, so that we can actually have credence to what is there for them. So we are all going into that. We can also hear about other governors who are coming out to say that on the part of security, we should be able to have a state security, so that we can be able to curb the menace from in-house and not from outside. For the time being, more are going to be unfolding. Thank you so much.
Yes, more will be unfolding. News develop every moment, every minute, and what we follow is unfolding situations here in Schengen Story Media news roundup for the week. Thank you very much, Chuma from France. Yes, you gave one point. The Nigerian man that is now president of the Medical Association, and that's something to talk about. How come we have such a prominent figure, and we are still begging for vaccine? We are still running around looking for vaccine. Ogaraku, did you hear that news of the? His name is Osahon, Dr. Osahon,
Enabulele.
Yes, he's now the president of the Medical Association worldwide, and these are minds to use. If we had a very, I don't know how to put it. If we had a very good government, you don't allow these minds to waste outside. We use it for the benefit of the development of our country also. Ogaraku, what do you say about that?
First of all, my special congratulations to our noble son, Dr. Osahon Enabulele, for the exalted office that the world saw you to be of all words. Welcome again. You are a big ambassador to Nigeria, a big ambassador to the African world. I want to say that it is the will that makes the way. All this time in all the international organizations, you hardly see Nigerians or Africans. It is because we lacked the will all this through. And the world has been taking that advantage against us. Look at it. We have our people in all places of the world. Our dear sister, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, is the DG of the World Trade Organization, the second biggest international organization in the world after the United Nations. Let's get that point right. And we saw what happened during the process of the election, how politics somewhere wanted to stop her from being there. And as nature may have it, politics somewhere changed the whole thing, and she is there and she is doing well. And I must tell you, she must do well. She knows what to do and she will do well. Our son is the DG of African Development Bank, and he is doing wonderfully well. Our son again is this current office of World Medical Office. What are we saying? Nigeria has all the potentials, both by intellectual capitals as well as the institutional capitals. But these institutional capitals must support the intellectual capital in order for us to achieve what we're supposed to achieve. What does that mean? For us to have such candidature, government must have to propose them, support them with a diplomatic approach to get into such office. Again, when they get there, they need the home support to be able to perform, because it needs that the policy in your home will support the policy that you are proposing in the international organizations. So now that we are getting there, somebody said why we have this, and then it's going. Yeah, by the time you go up to such offices, it helps you to know more on what to do, on how to settle your home issues. So, like the policies that we have at home today, if any of our diplomatic representative in the world comes in and tells us this is how it is done, this is the standard, what this is the world wants, it gives us more credence than when we are trying to think out what to do to compare with others. So it is good to happen there.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yes. Okay, so if I should conclude, brother, what I'm trying to say is that it is good that we have our sons and daughters in these important and elevated offices, and then that will help us to have the information of what's supposed to be done. And he can be able to develop those. He's not only the person who has some preparations, he can be able to use those ones we have at home to achieve our local needs. Thank you.
That's a good one. Achieve our local needs. Talking of local need, there is a video you probably must have seen. The southeast of Nigeria, the Igbos, as they are called, have these local regalia, a dress code that is synonymous with them. And it has been on for years now. That dress code has nothing to do with any organization. It has nothing to do with any personality or association. It is connected, synonymous with a tribe, a people. You're talking of a large number of people. And lately we saw what happened, that dress code, somebody wore it and he was arrested. So it's funny that we, in a time like this, the government of our country is particular, they are being petty and they are particular about issues that has no substance, people's dress code, people's, I mean, what does that, what value does that add to our economy or to the lives of people? Somebody is wearing a dress has nothing to do with anything. Anybody can wear any dress. Let's see if we can see the video. It's a Nollywood actor.
See, no, I can wear this. My vehicle is parked at the center of office.
No worry, that one.
Hold on. So this is Rising. This is song. This is Rising Song, not Biafra, not Eastern Security Network. Do you understand? So with my education, I know areas to go, areas not to go. It would be better for you to be videoing all this. Your guy is talking. Your guy is talking. Your guy is talking. So let's listen to the facts. They know how to react to the facts. This is the implication of this. Rising Song. Me, I believe that.
No, 30 minutes. So.
I was right.
Gather people.
Gentlemen, we need to say, I mean, we can't, I don't know, I'm speechless. Now, what do you say? How do you get arrested for wearing a dress code? Anybody wears anything. Now, why are they particular on this regalia? Matthew, what do you see there? And interestingly, it has created, it has spawned out awareness on that dress. We have women in church. We have people now using it as a costume. We have so many people wearing it now, and it has even made the cost of that dress to go high. Matthew, what do you say? Matthew Ogaraku, what do you say about this?
First of all, I must have to comment on the process of arrest in Nigeria. When you have a civil case, it is police that should arrest you, not the army. But how many soldiers do we have there and with cocked guns just to arrest a civilian for whatever be the case? I mean, does our soldiers, with all their trainings, is this what they are expected to do? Again, should arrest be a sort of intimidation or bringing law and order in place? If somebody does what seems to contravene the policy or the state law, it is the local police, it is the civil police that should invite such person to their office. It doesn't even need to come with gun. He doesn't need that. Such action of going with gun, of holding people by hand, or even beating people in public are uncivil and overdue, shouldn't be done anymore in any part of the world, starting with Nigeria, who signed with international codes. Second, let's go to the dress proper. The idea of putting your, what you call the symbols, has little or nothing to do with wearing. And again, an actor, in order to entertain the public, takes whatever name he likes, wears what he likes, just to make sure that the public are entertained. If you feel such a thing, you see a lot of actors asking professors, general this, that. Have you arrested them? Okay, so what I want to say is that this process of approaching issues, instead of helping to curb such a development, it publicizes it, because we make little things less important, supposed to be less important, and make them important because people start listening to it and people want to do the same. And before you know it, we'll have to bring all the troop of the Nigerian army. they start arresting people who has one or two dresses up. I think that's not the welcomed one. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Matthew Agaraku. Matthew Ebomuche, you were off. How do you see what is going on? People are now being cautioned for wearing a particular dress code, a regalia that has nothing to do with anything. It's just a traditional dress that has been in existence for years now. What do you say, Matthew Ebomuche?
I don't know where to start from, but it's something that we should actually say that we have a misplaced priority in the nation. Our security outfit, I don't know whether they actually know what they are bound to do. I know they know their works, but at times there are some people in their midst that are overzealous, and then they try to do more than expected. That is a cloth everybody is wearing. Today, you can see it has, from the arrest that just happened, it has rebranded a lot of things. I can see that I saw a car either in Belgium or Holland and America where the same clothes, the design, the color of Rising Sun was branded on the car. People wear what they want to wear. We have freedom of association, freedom of speech, freedom of movement, and everything. But it looks like a particular sect in Nigeria, a particular sect. Once you hear anything about them, it triggers off tensions or whatever. I want to ask, why is the nation afraid of Rising Sun flag? It's not funny. Chiwetalu Agu is a veteran that has always been there. You can see women are now wearing it. I can remember in the olden days when we used to have, no, it's still happening up to today, the August meeting where women gather together to discuss about the progress of the country, of the region. These are part of the uniforms they wear. You can see them, the red and the gold and the green and whatever goes over there. These are uniforms that's been there for a very long time, but all of a sudden now it looks like it has become something, an outlawed something. I don't understand where we are heading to. Actually, we should replace our priorities. Nigeria is a very great nation and we have a lot of things to face. Not to be chasing after uniforms just the same way they see people that wear some camos here and there or anything related to military or whatever. They arrest them and they beat them, they do this and that. Let us grow a little bit and then get to the root of the matter. Call people, explain to them what these things are all for. If you don't like them, if you don't like what they are putting on, let them know you don't like it and why you don't like it. But at the same time, we should also remember that the world is growing more and more. People are coming out to say what they want to say. People have freedom of expressions, freedom of movements, and whatever. Chiwetalu Agu has a very good message he wants to pass to the people. Maybe he wants to tell them that Biafra or whatever you attach that uniform to is something of the mind, or he wants to tell them that every struggle, you can always do a struggle, but you don't destroy what you already have in place. We don't know the message he has, but he was saying that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Matthew Ebomuche. Today we're not going to take too long. Also, from the international side, is a video that's also on the social handles of many people. Our Nigerian Falcon, the female basketball team, lamenting of government, the Nigerian government denial, Nigerian government negligence on them after all the efforts they have put into doing what they do. They won, they did well in their outings, but no follow-up, no support, nothing. You know, they are being treated like, I mean, it's sad. So let's listen to them, and this will probably round up for today.
First, we want to say thank you to the Nigerian Embassy in Cameroon for celebrating us. We appreciate you more than you know. Other than that, we do not feel appreciated or celebrated after achieving this historical feat. In 2017, we won the AfroBasket Championship, and 3 days later, we were presented to the Father of Nations, Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, and his entire cabinet by the former ministry, Honorable Solomon Dailon, as customary with handshake. We have defended our championship and brought back the cup in 2019 and 2021, which is historical, but still, no invitation has been extended to the team to visit Aso Rock or a presidential handshake. Why?
President of MBBF, Musa Kita, said that the Federation isn't owing any players, officials, or vendors. This is far from the truth. The last time we checked, our allowances, stipends, bonuses, training grants, and donations made by banks for players, officials, and volunteers still have not been paid.
We are owed $73,118 from the NBBF, $24,000 from the Ministry for the Tokyo Grant, and $100,000 from donations from 3 banks in Nigeria.
Ever since our general manager and team manager resigned, we feel like we're being marginalized. Our senior leadership, like the former president, never really shows up for camps or competitions to boost our morale. And when we have significant concerns and issues that needs to be addressed, when he does show up, we get vague answers, as if our concerns aren't important to him. But when we win, they magically show up for photo ops and celebrations to use for political gain. Musa Kita was not in Cameroon, but somehow he showed up to Abuja to take pictures and to hoist the trophy, again, for political gain.
The Tokyo 2020 Olympics was full of a bunch of distractions for all of us. We didn't know the final roster until the day before the flight. So our first team practice was in Tokyo days before the first game.
There's a lot of things that could have been handled differently to increase our chances of success, starting with our travel. There was a 36-hour flight, our team gear and uniforms, making sure they're up standard, 2 practices a day, not being able to access medical staff at certain points during the Olympics, as well as gift exchange between teams.
Why hasn't the team been to Nigeria since 2019? We're wondering the same thing. As the Tigers players, we want to go back to Nigeria. We don't understand why we have not been to the country for the last 2 years for camp or for any celebration. It's customary that the team is to go home for major competitions so that we can have morale. It's also important that we inspire the next generation to follow their dreams. Every player that has been a D Tigers since 2017.
Yes, gentlemen, I know you probably seen it. I saw it early this week, and it's on Twitter, it's on everywhere. When you see this, you feel so sad. You feel heartbroken. Why our government can understand the power of this beautiful thing that happened. I mean, the girls obviously live abroad, and they came to do something for their country of origin, and but the country of origin doesn't seem to acknowledge and appreciate them. And what our government don't know is Nigerians around the world have this desire to bring a change. But when we see this, everybody gets scared away. Nobody will want to do anything. You will feel you won't be. I mean, you understand what I'm trying to say. So what do you guys say? Truman, let's start with this.
Yeah.
Seeing the young girls talking like this after all the performance.
Yeah, actually, this still boils down to that same statement I made sometime. I borrowed that statement from Rambo, First Blood Part 2, where he said, I think he said that Part 1, yeah, he said, if only the nation can love us half what we love them, what we love her, we can pull down the world for the nation. There is patriotism in the hearts of all the youths of Nigeria who call themselves Niger and not Nigerians. But our political elites don't have anything for us. They demoralize people, they stop developments and other things. These are not what we are supposed to be out for. The nation can do better. In football, you can see our brothers and our boys outside the nation, they are doing wonderfully well. In all types of sports, even in sciences, you can see Nigerians beating records in technology and everything. even in medical areas, just name it. There's no place you will mention the first three people, top three people, you will not get a Nigerian, either the top or the second. We are doing great, but the motivation back home is not what we like. These girls that went to do this, 3 cups, 3 consecutive times they have defended the nation. Now they went back to back, and they are doing this for the nation, doing greater things for the nation, but not even a single recognitions. They are not paid their stipends, they are not paid their allowances, their tickets are not being paid, but our politicians are there, increasing their salaries every day. They don't even build roads for us. When they build roads, they gather people to come and clap for them when they are doing their constitutional duties. So where do we go from? Where do we go to from here? So no question said, which way Nigeria, which way Nigeria? How do we promote ourselves? How do we support ourselves? What is it that is obtainable outside the world that cannot be obtained in Nigeria? Name it. Nigerians have the wherewithal to change the nation. Motivate our people. Now we lost in the football. How did our people feel? They say, a failure is an orphan. Then victory is a son of, is a child of everybody. But this is a victory, but they're all orphans. So why are we so selfish in the nation? I think we are so individualistic in this nation, and we are not patriotic. That is what is killing us. If we can believe in Nigeria and know that Nigeria is a nation, we can do better than thinking of my personal pulse. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Matthew. And we here in the Schengen Story Media, we're doing our best to promote the good image of Nigeria. And we want to continue to do that regardless of how discouraging the government back home could be pulling us. We keep doing it. We'll keep putting out the good image, the good words, the good things. And we know Nigerians in diaspora are great people. Matthew Ogaraku, when you see this, I know your heart bleed. You feel so sad. How do you feel? Matthew?
Yeah, please, what we should know, what I should remind our political allies, if representative, is this. Anybody who goes out there to win trophy for the nation is in public service just like you. He is doing a part of a job which you are doing. He is representing the same nation you claim that you are serving at one capacity or the other. In good part of the world, whenever people are out for this type of competitions, government get represented, sometimes at the highest level. Look at it whenever you have the World Cup finals. Look at the last World Cup finals. France, French president was there. Every of the last matches their team have played, the head of government are there. But as well, you can even send a representative. Then, more importantly, when they win these trophies, it brings money to the nation. What they're asking for is not even for the nation to pay them for my own purse, is to pay them for what they have made. Is that not true? Then if it is, why should somebody who didn't do such job withhold such money, or withhold such recognitions, or withhold the accolades that's supposed to go there? One thing is this: we should know that all these things are job, even our job creations. They are talent development. They are individual capacity enhancement. Once we do it, when we say we don't have job, it is because we are not trying to harness what we have. By the time we have these guys and they are able to recognize, people will be motivated to join the same thing. You see coaches, you see medical doctors, you see every other services that is necessary there. That's job creation. By the time you deny this, you are denying job creation. You don't say job creation by when you create factories and this or that. That's a lot of things that create job. So please, it is really pathetic to hear them the way they spoke. And I call government to wake up. Thank you.
Wonderful. Gentlemen, you have done excellently well. We looked into a few issues and you gave it out well. Thank you very much. This is Schengen Story Media News Roundup for this week, 15th of October 2021. I want to thank my colleagues in the UK, Honorable Matthew Ogaraku, my colleague in France, Matthew Bomuche, You're doing great, my friends. You are doing great. We are putting out informations that are vital. Like we say, a lot of Nigerians, a lot of Africans in Europe, diaspora, don't want to care about the news, but it affects us one way or the other. So we look into those news and we give it out. And it's up to them to take in and analyze it on their own. So on this note, I say thank you for another news roundup. See you guys next week. Have a beautiful weekend, and God bless you.